Hello and welcome back, and today you join me on what's probably the last weekend of the summer. It's the last few days of September as I film this, and it's feeling like it's going to give way to autumn in the next few weeks, which is fantastic for me. I really enjoy autumn, get the fantastic autumnal colours, but it does mean that this is probably going to be my last seascape video for some time. And I've come down to Samphire Hoe on the White Cliffs of Dover, and I found this absolutely stunning shot. Let me talk you through it. So the shot I've set up here is looking down in one of these little rock pools. Got absolutely fantastic colours. There's a nice white rock to the underneath of it, probably the chalk, and we've got some fantastic patterns going on, which are giving us some nice leading lines just in the foreground of the subject. Then as you draw your eye through, you've got all these rocks going into the main beach of the background, and then the white cliffs with then these fantastic clouds in the sky. They're giving us some great sky detail. I think this might be my sunset shot. I had other plans for sunset tonight, but having found this, I think I might be coming back here. But let's get one in the bank for now, and hopefully it's a good one. In terms of the setup, it's very simple. I've got a polarizing filter on, just to take a bit of the glare off the water here. And then we've got a 10-stop ND. There's not a lot of movement going on, but there is a little bit of movement in the water. And I just want to smooth that out completely, so it's a completely smooth shot. Otherwise, looking at ISO 100, f14, it's giving me about a 25-30 second exposure. Focusing on one of these rocks in the foreground. I don't think there's going to be a need to focus stack, but I will take two just in case. To be honest, I think this might be the only time I've ever felt the need for a wider angle lens. My 24mm really isn't doing this justice. Just do with a few more of these rocks in the bottom, along with the top of the cliffs, which are just out of shot. So I've just moved around a bit to try and get a few more of these rocks in the foreground into the shot. Now a bit further out to sea, and we're getting more of the cliffs in for a nice portrait shot. And the water is now giving us a fantastic reflection. We're getting a reflection of the sky with the dramatic clouds and the white cliffs in the background. Absolutely fantastic, stunning shot. I'm very happy with this today. Oh, what a superb way to start the afternoon. Fantastic shots there. Now I've just got to make it back across all the seaweed without slipping over and falling into these rock pools. What we've got here for the second shot of the day is we've got these really nice bright white chalk rocks that have obviously fallen off the cliff, and they're sort of running along the beach. They're acting as a sort of leading line going into the main cliffs itself. Then got the sky being quite a dominant part of the shot, taking up most of the sort of left third, I would say. We've got these nice clouds. We've got the sun just out of the frame, which is nice. It's just illuminating everything perfectly. I think at sunset this is going to be another fantastic location. But yeah, it's just looking really good, especially with that sky detail with the clouds. Absolutely fantastic day to be out shooting. So as for the shot, we've got about 70mm on the focal length, ISO 100, f9. It will be a focus stack. We're going with three shots, going with one focusing on this rock in the foreground, one on the rock in the midground, and then one on the cliffs in the background, and then one 300th. Then we've got one 300th of a 20. Then we've got a 320th. Then we're going with a 320th of a second for the shot. Doesn't really matter, is what it is. It's getting everything nicely laid out in the histogram, not giving too much cropping at either side, and that's about it really. Nice simple shot. What a fantastic way to spend a Saturday afternoon. I've said fantastic again. Absolutely peaceful down here. Got the sea to my right, can just about see France over that way. Cliffs behind me. No one on this beach at all. Absolutely brilliant. Can't think of a better way. If this is the last day of summer we go in the UK, can't think of a better way to spend it. But really looking forward to autumn, really looking forward to getting some colours. In the meantime, hopefully that sky's going to go a nice shade of orange, and I'll start heading back. Got about an hour and a bit till sunset. Try and see if those rock pools are still there. Tide has gone out a little bit since then, so we might struggle, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, so as I've been walking back to the car, I've come across this patch of rock face which has got a nice orange colour to it, contrasting brilliantly with the white of the chalk. And then below we've got this pond which is full of seawater and it's giving me a fantastic reflection. So I've got the crystal clear rock face, and then in the water I've got an almost painterly feel to the reflection just because there's this little bit of ripple. Stuck a 6-stop polarizer on, not a polarizer, 6-stop ND, just to take off a little bit of the ripple and make it a bit more clear, but it still feels like a sort of painting almost of the rock above reflected in this water. Only downside with it is this thing is full of litter, so there's going to be a lot of photoshopping I think to get rid of that. We've got flags, we've got oil drums and all sorts going on, which is absolutely awful, but I think it might make a nice photo with a little bit of work, so let's see what we can do. So this is the shot here. I think we're going to go with either a portrait or a square crop. I've sort of taken both, a couple of different focal lengths, and we'll see what we can do. I think a square crop might work quite well. I've taken it at 24mm, which will give me enough to crop off the bottom just to make it a square, and also at about, what else did I do? About 35mm, which is just giving me the option to have it as portrait. And then we'll decide when we get it back on the computer and see what we like most. But overall, very happy with that shot. That reflection absolutely makes it. Just got to get rid of the wool litter. Makes me so sad. Look at it all, bits of chair, bottles, plastic oil drum, bits of shoes. It's awful. And here we are. This will be probably the final shot of the day. Set the shot up here. We're using this rock pool in the foreground, and then we've got some rocks leading into the main shot, which will be the cliffs in the background, the white cliffs with the sun setting just off to the left of the shot behind them. It's looking absolutely fantastic. I've got this lovely foreground interest with these rocks here. They're giving me different colours. I've got a circular polarizer on, just removing the bit of glare off the water, along with a 6-stop ND. There isn't much movement in the water, but just removing the few ripples that there are, just giving me a nice clean reflection of those cliff tops. It's looking very nice as it is, but I think the real shot is going to come the moment that sun drops below the horizon, and I'm hoping the sky lights up nice and orange. If it does, that'll be an absolutely wonderful shot to end the day on. I'm very happy with how it's gone anyway, to be honest. But now it's just a waiting game. Got about half an hour to go. Sit around and see what we can get. Now, if what I've been saying about filters has confused you, or you don't know what I'm talking about, then make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to have a video coming up soon, which will be the next in my series of camera basics, which will be talking about filters, all the filters you need for landscape photography, which ones I recommend, how to use them, how to get the best results from them, all of that sort of thing. So if you'd like to learn a bit more about filters, or you've just got yourself a camera and you're really into it, then make sure you're subscribed, watch that, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. As I wait around for this final image and the sky starts to go this lovely orange colour, all that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a quick like, maybe consider subscribing for some of my other content, and I hope to see you soon, and I'll leave you with this image here. I hope that sky changes before the tide comes in. The tripod's already underwater.